11. Crossroads. They stood there, silent, still, looking down at the twisted, broken body that was once Shifty. He had been annoying, cruel even. But death has a way of silencing judgment. After a moment, Scholar broke the silence. It's a good thing that you took most of the supplies he had been carrying. Cold, calculated, a flicker of honesty beneath the mask. He quickly tried to cover it up. May you rest in peace, my friend. But Sonny saw it, and he knew better. Scholar wasn't kind. He was dangerous. The worst kind of person in a nightmare like this. As Hero turned away with a soft murmur, Sonny caught himself, surprised by a strange feeling. Guilt. Why do I feel guilty? He got what he deserved, didn't he? They kept climbing. The wind roared. It clawed at them like a starving beast. Their lungs burned, heads spun, breath came in short gasps. Altitude sickness was setting in. Not something you could fight. Not something you could beat by will alone. Sonny's thoughts twisted into knots. Was the path even real? Had Scholar lied? Were they dying for nothing? But then, they saw it. The path, narrow, ancient, carved into the rock like the scar of a forgotten god, covered in snow, hidden in the cold. Scholar collapsed in relief. Told you. But Hero? Hero didn't flinch. Stand up, it's not time to rest yet. That's when Sonny spoke, quietly, gravely. It's gone. Hero blinked. What is? Shifty's body. It's gone. The blood was there, but the body was not. They peered over the edge. Bloodstains remained, but the corpse had vanished. The Mountain King had come. Scholar paled. It's the monster. It's following us. Hero tightened his grip on the hilt of his sword. If it's this close, we'll be forced to fight it soon. No one dared say what they were thinking. They couldn't fight it, not and survive. But Scholar, he didn't look afraid. No panic, just calm thought. Not necessarily. Hero turned sharply. Explain. And then, the plan was revealed. Scholar's voice was soft. Too soft. If the monster's tracking us by scent, we can throw it off. Use bait. Sonny's heart went cold. Hero asked, how do we do that? There was a pause. Scholar didn't answer. Hero growled, speak. And then, we make the boy bleed. Drag him down the path, leave him for the monster. There it was. No more pretense, no more mask. Just cruelty dressed as logic. Sonny stood still, measuring his chances. Scholar was half dead. Easy. But Hero? Hero was the variable. Would he go along with it? How can you bring yourself to propose something so vile? Hero's voice cracked. Anger, disbelief. But Scholar bowed his head in mock sorrow. It pains me, but we have no choice. One death to save two. The gods will reward him. Sonny's eyes narrowed. Gee, what a silver tongue. I'm almost convinced myself. Hero hesitated. One path led to survival, the other to betrayal. Sonny stood ready. Because if they chose the wrong path, he would fight. Chapter 12. The smell of blood. Wait. Now, a sword hand twitched. Hero was staring at the ground, his fingers resting on the hilt. Silent, still. Sonny didn't move, didn't blink, the tension thick enough to cut through the icy wind. And then, Hero, I have only one question. Everything froze. Scholar. Yes, Hero. You said one must be sacrificed, but why him? A damn good question, Sonny thought. But Scholar had already calculated his answer. Scholar. The boy soaked in blood. He bled before, was covered again, and his cloak still reeks. Keeping him alive puts us all at risk. And just like that, Sonny's blood ran cold. Damn him. That answer made sense. Hero's gaze turned to Sonny and burned straight through him. Then, Hero smiled. Hero, that's true. But you forgot one thing. Scholar. What's that? Hero. I know who you are. Hero's smile disappeared. His sword flashed thwack. One leg broken. Scholar. Ah! Thwack again. Both legs shattered. Screams echoed into the mountain wind. Sunny stepped back in shock. Hero stood over the sobbing heap of bones, sword glinting in the fading light. Hero, wait here. Then he grabbed the scholar's mangled body and dragged him away, vanishing behind a jagged outcrop. Seconds passed. Then minutes, and the screams began. Endless, hollow, terrifying. Sunny sat, trembling, eyes wide, mind numb. What had just happened? Scholar was just gone. And then silence. Hero returned with quiet steps and a colder soul. Hero, let's go. They were down to 2. And somehow, Sunny felt lonelier than ever. They walked the dragon-like trail in silence, the path winding like the spine of fate itself. Hero, don't feel guilty. I made the call. That man, he deserved it. But Sunny said nothing. Words didn't change truth. They moved like shadows, 2 silhouettes etched against the falling sun. Crimson light lit the mountaintop in ghostly beauty. The clouds below rolled like waves of blood. And yet, the only warmth was from the sun's dying breath. Eventually, Hero found a narrow crevice shelter. A small cave, just deep enough for hope and fear. Sunny dropped to the ground, exhausted, ready to gather firewood. Hero, no fire tonight. The beast was close. They would freeze in silence instead. The sun vanished. And with it, warmth. The cave turned pitch black like the inside of a grave. Sunny could see, of course, but Hero, he sat blind, still, quiet. His sword lay unattended for the first time. Hero, strange. I usually feel a presence even in darkness, but you feel like nothing, like a shadow. No reply. Hero, asleep. Sunny stared at him in silence. Something raw, something real had settled in this cold, black void between them. A strange kind of intimacy. So he spoke. Sunny, why? Are you waiting for me to fall asleep before you kill me? Or will you do it in the morning? Everything that happened echoed in Sunny's bones now. Scholar had been brilliant, cruel, manipulative, but Hero, he was something else. His cold judgment, his swiftness, and now, his silence. Sunny watched him carefully, calculating. If it ever came to a fight, could he win? He already knew Scholar's words from before weren't out of kindness, they were calculated. Don't be hasty. The boy might prove useful. Useful for this, as bait. Sunny's trust was shattered long before. But now it was wariness, constant. Hero hadn't responded to Sunny's question. Maybe because the answer was too close to truth. Chapter 13. Moment of truth. Yes, I thought that if I do it while you sleep, you won't have to suffer. The shame in Hero's voice was real, heavy, but Sunny, he just smirked bitterly in the dark. Hero sighed, his voice weary. I don't expect you to forgive me, but please, try to understand. If things were different, I would have faced the monster instead. But I can't die. Not yet. My duty. It isn't done. Sunny's laugh cut through the cave like a blade. You people, always the same. Planning murder, wrapped in nobility. Here's a thought. Why don't you just say it? I want to live, so I'll kill him. Hero, silent, then whispered, You wouldn't understand. Then explain. Why do I have to die? Because the scent of blood on you will draw the beast. So let me go, Sunny offered. Let the monster find me. That way I'm not your problem. Hero shook his head slowly. No, that would be too cruel. And then Sunny, voice quiet and cold, told him the truth. No one in this world would miss me, not one. But I changed my mind. I chose to survive. Hero blinked. To live a life worth remembering? A pause. No, to spite you all. Hero stood. Don't worry, I'll make it quick. Aren't you confident? Sunny taunted. What makes you think you'll kill me? Maybe I'll kill you. Hero just smiled. I doubt that. And then, it hit. He dropped to his knees, pale, vomiting blood. Sunny stepped forward. Victorious. Finally. Hero gasped, trembling. What magic is this? No magic, Sunny replied calmly. I poisoned you all. Hero's eyes widened. What? Bloodbane juice, Sunny explained. Slipped it into the water, right after the first attack. Shifty drank the most. Scholar? You finished him before the poison did. You, though. I was starting to worry you were immune. Hero was stunned, but you didn't know we'd turn on you. Sunny's laugh was cold. Oh, please. I saw it from the start. Shifty would have killed me for a coat. Scholar was worse. He just wore a mask. Hero coughed more blood. Then, what about me? The shadows seemed to deepen around Sunny. You're the worst of all. He stepped closer. Because there's nothing more pathetic than a slave who starts to trust his slaver. Silence. Then, Hero chuckled darkly. You really are a wicked little shit. Sunny sighed. No need to be rude. Hero's voice hardened. Good. Now I won't feel bad killing you. Hero's voice dropped to a low growl. Bloodbane can't kill me. My soul core is awakened. I've absorbed the strength of monsters. You poisoned the wrong man. Sunny's eyes widened. Crap. He turned, ran, but pain exploded through his side. He smashed into a rock wall, his ribs cracking. Crawling out of the crevice, he gasped and staggered onto the cold path, the stars above his only witness. Behind him. Stop. Sunny froze. Turn around. He did, blood on his side, hands raised, breath shaking. Hero stood tall. Was it worth it? The sword slid from its sheath. You tried. But I'll keep my promise. I'll make it quick. Last words? Sunny didn't answer. But in his hand appeared a small silver bell. Hero narrowed his eyes. Where were you hiding that thing? Sunny shook it. Ding! A beautiful, haunting chime echoed across the mountains. What are you doing? Stop! Sunny stopped. Hero blinked. What was that? The bell disappeared. Tell me, Hero shouted. What did you just do? No answer. Sunny wasn't speaking. He wasn't even breathing. He was looking past Hero. Into the dark behind him. Tell me. Still, nothing. Sunny's eyes weren't on Hero. They were fixed. Behind him. Hero turned. What? The words barely left his lips. And then... Chapter 14. Child of Shadows. He had no more weapons. No hope. Just one gamble left. Sunny clutched the silver bell in his trembling hand. Ring? A chime echoed into the mountains, bright and haunting. But he didn't speak. Not a word. Not a breath. Not when Hero demanded answers. Not when his lungs were burning. Because behind Hero, in the shadows, the tyrant had arrived. Hero turned. Wait, what is... Too late. A clawed hand tore through the night. Armor cracked. Hero screamed. Sunny ran. Ran like death was behind him. Because it was. Wounded. Bleeding. Alone. Sunny climbed the dark mountain. Step by step, each one a war against his own body. He reached the peak. Not a paradise. A ruin. A black temple shattered by time, yet still magnificent. A graveyard of monsters and men. He laughed. Or maybe he coughed. It didn't matter anymore. Found you. He limped to the altar. Collapsed onto it. He was ready. To sleep. To die. Snow. Ice. Silence. But not peace. The tyrant had followed. Towering. Salivating. Its 5 blind eyes locked on Sunny. Claws raised. It moved closer. Sunny coughed blood. Red stained the black altar. and the altar drank it in. Then came the voice. You have offered yourself as a sacrifice to the gods. The gods are dead and cannot hear you. Your soul bears the mark of divinity. You are a temple slave. Shadow God stirs in his eternal slumber. He sends a blessing from beyond the grave. Child of shadows, receive your blessing. The hall of the dead came alive. Shadows moved. Tentacles of pure darkness surged forward, grabbed the tyrant. It thrashed, screamed. The god's gift did not listen. The shadows pulled, and ripped it apart. Blood rained. Flesh flew. Bones shattered. In moments, the horror that haunted Sunny's nightmare was gone. Silence again. Cold, still, peaceful. Sunny lay on the altar, alone. The temple watched. Then, you have slain an awakened tyrant, Mountain King. Wake up, Sunless. Your nightmare is over. Prepare for appraisal. The nightmare had ended. But what came next would be another story. Chapter 15. Shadow Slave. An endless black void shimmered with stars. Strings of silver light connected them like a celestial neural network. Beautiful, complex, infinite. And right there was Sunny. He realized he was inside the spell, not metaphorically, literally. Not dreaming. Not awake. Somewhere in between. See, and then it spoke. You have received a memory, Puppeteer's Shroud. Yes. A rush of elation shot through Sunny. This was no ordinary reward. This was an awakened memory, torn straight from a tyrant's corpse. His first real power. 7 ranks existed in the spell. Dormant. Awakened. Ascended. Transcendent. Supreme. Sacred. Divine. And somehow this reward was already bending the rules. But the spell wasn't done with him yet. The celestial net glowed brighter. And the voice of the universe thundered. Aspirant, your trial is over. A nameless slave ascended the Black Mountain. Both heroes and monsters fell by his hand. Unbroken, he entered the ruined temple of a long-forgotten god and spilled his blood on the sacred altar. You have defeated a dormant beast, Mountain King's larva. You have defeated 3 dormant humans, names unknown. You have defeated an awakened human, Oro of the 9. You have defeated an awakened tyrant, Mountain King. You have received the Shadow God's blessing. You have achieved the impossible. Final appraisal. Glorious. Your treachery truly knows no bounds. Sunny grinned. Damn right. Dreamer Sunless, receive your boon. You have been bestowed a true name, lost from light. His jaw dropped. A true name? This wasn't just rare, this was legendary. The spell continued. Your aspect is ready to evolve. Evolve aspect? Is that even a question? Yes. Dormant aspect. Temple slave is evolving. New aspect acquired. Aspect rank divine. Sunny fell to his knees. Divine. That was impossible. He pulled the runes up, trembling, staring. Aspect, shadow slave. Aspect rank, divine. Aspect, description. You are a miraculous shadow left behind by a dead god. He kept reading. His innate ability, shadow bond. Ability. Description. Find a worthy master and let them know your true name. Once they recite it out loud, you will be bound to their will. Sunny blinked. What? So that's the cost. A divine aspect. With a catch. A catch with chains. Tell someone his true name, and he'd be a literal slave. Forever. Sunny's smile turned into a sneer. Oh no. No one's learning that name. No faction. No saint. No friend. No soul. He'd bury that name in his mind and never let it surface. Forget the benefits of being publicly recognized as named. He had something far more valuable. Power. Silent, dangerous, unseen power. Besides, no one could see his aspect anyway unless he let them. He could stay invisible, just the way he liked it. And then, the spell returned. Louder than before, deeper, echoing through reality. The first seal is broken. awakening dormant powers. The shadows that had slithered through his nightmare. The altar that had absorbed his blood. The whisper of a dead god, they were not done. Sunny wasn't just awake anymore. He was claimed. He had a divine aspect, a true name, a dead god's favor. And the world had no idea what had just been born in its underbelly. Sunny looked up at the dark beyond and smiled. Chapter 16. Rebirth. Sunny gasped, his chest burned from within. A strange warmth radiated from the center of his body, not painful, not exactly pleasant either, just alien. Something inside him had awakened. He fell to his knees, trembling as his bones, muscles, and blood vessels were being reforged by this mysterious fire. Waves of strength surged through him. His eyes widened in disbelief. I'm changing. The scrawny street rat was gone. In his place stood something more, something reborn. He grinned, feeling clarity like never before. Sunny was not to be trifled with anymore. His vision split. One eye stared into the void of stars. The other, into a silent, black sea beneath a dark sun. His sea of soul. But something was wrong. It wasn't glowing. It wasn't alive. It's supposed to shine. So why is mine dark? And worse, he wasn't alone. Hidden shadows stirred at the edges of perception never seen, yet deeply felt. Memories orbiting. Silver bell. Puppeteer's shroud. Still, he smiled. Soon there'll be dozens more. Echoes too, if I'm lucky. The spell's voice returned, booming through the dark. Awakening aspect ability. Sunny held his breath. This was it, the moment that would define his path in the dream realm. Aspect ability acquired. Aspect ability. Name shadow control. But then, something odd. His status appeared. Name sunless. True name lost from light. Rank dreamer shadow. Core dormant shadow. Fragments 12 1,000ths. Wait, what? Shadow core? No one had ever mentioned that before. He wasn't just unique, he was something else entirely. Do I have a completely different evolution path? That meant no competition, no race for resources, and no limits. This changes everything. He continued examining his new powers. Attributes. Fated. Mark of divinity. Child of shadows. Aspect. Shadow slave. Aspect. Rank. Divine. Aspect. Ability. Shadow control. Description. Your shadow is more independent than most. It is an invaluable helper. Sunny frowned. That's it? A helpful shadow? But shadows were deceiving. He leaned forward, whispering, "Let's see what you can do." Before he could finish, the spell returned. All power has a price. The tone, colder now, final. You have received a flaw. Black runes appear one by one, glowing red at the edges. Your flaw is... His eyes widened. His breath caught. The cold truth hit like a blade to the gut. Oh no! No. Whatever this flaw was, it was bad. Really bad. Chapter 17. 3 simple words. Please, be gone. He opened his eyes. The runes were still there, glowing, mocking. Flaw, clear conscience. Flaw, description. You cannot lie. What? His mouth went dry. A chill rushed through his spine. I can't lie? No. Lying was his survival, his greatest weapon. Even the spell had rewarded him for it. Without deceit, he was naked, defenseless, exposed, and worse, my true name. If someone just asks, he gritted his teeth, about to scream, but the spell struck again. Wake up, lost from light. The black void shattered, and Sunny woke up. The vault ceiling, rusted, reinforced, ugly. And yet it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. No monsters, no chains, no pain, just safety. He breathed in, no agony. The cold was gone. The broken ribs, healed. I survived. But then, he looked left, and his breath stopped. She sat beside his bed, raven black hair, skin like snow, eyes like a frozen ocean. And stunning. Her uniform, casual yet commanding. Her posture, relaxed but lethal. 3 stars on her sleeve. Wait, that means she's an ascended. Before he could even think, what are you looking at? His mouth opened. Your breasts. What? Why did he say that? He hadn't meant to. She raised her hand slap. Stars danced across his vision. She folded her arms. Are you awake now? He nodded like a scolded child, cheek still burning. Here's some advice. Don't say whatever pops into your head, especially to girls. Say thank you, Sonny. Say thank you. But I've seen plenty, but no one as beautiful as you. No, not again. He flinched. She stared. Then she laughed, like thunder in a velvet sky. Haven't met many awakened, have you? She leaned back. As your soul core evolves, your body perfects itself. Most awakened are flawless. You might just become a flower boy one day. She studied him. Well, maybe. And then, welcome back to the land of the living. Congratulations on surviving your first nightmare. Sleeper Sunless. Sleeper Sunless. That was what they'd call him now. Not punk. Not hey you. A real name. A title. Sleepers, that's what they were called after surviving their first nightmare. Their bodies slumbered while the spirit wandered the dream realm. But later, if they awakened, they'd return stronger, wiser. Then came the second nightmare. Survive that, and you'd become ascended. A master, able to traverse both worlds. And beyond that, saints, transcendent beings, demigods. But for now, he was still bound to the bed. And the ascended was walking toward him. She undid the restraints, one by one. I am ascended, Jet. Call me Master Jet. I've been watching you the past 3 days. Right? They assigned someone strong to kill the nightmare creature. If he failed. He hesitated, then spoke. Why would a master be on watch duty? Isn't that beneath you? She frowned. Smart question. Gates opened all over this sector. Most awakened are either wounded, busy, or dead. She sighed. Few of us work directly for the government. It's the least glamorous, most dangerous job we can take. Would you give up fame and riches for thankless hours and near certain death? Sonny wanted to say something nice, something noble. Instead, he smirked. Of course not. I'm not an idiot. Damn this flaw. She stared at him, then smiled. See? I was right. You really are smart. Chapter 18. Absence of light. Hot water. For the first time in what felt like forever. Sonny was finally clean. Master Jet had kicked him out of the medbed, saying, "You reek of nightmare." He didn't argue. 3 days of unconsciousness inside the spell left him feeling like death. The heat from the shower rolled over him, washing away blood, guilt, pain, even if just in his mind. Ah, I'm in heaven. But then, he looked in the mirror. Wait, what was that? The reflection of his shadow. It moved. It moved. No, not him, the shadow. Lowering its head. Face-palming. I clearly saw you move. Sonny spun. The shadow mimicked. Did you move or not? The shadow shook its head, then shrugged. He stared in disbelief. Your shadow is more independent than most. An invaluable helper. He needed answers. Tell me what you can do. Silence. Sonny's face twisted. Show me. Still nothing. He sighed. And then, wait, focus. The spell said it's part of me, not some puppet. Ask yourself. Deep breath. Sonny closed his eyes and dove into himself. The world faded. He felt everything. The pulse in his chest, the chill of tiles, the breath in his lungs, and then a new sense, an awareness, a pressure. Shapes made of shadow, dozens of them. But one was his. Not the biggest, but the deepest. Made from absence of light. It was part of his soul. And then, he commanded it. Raise an arm. The shadow lifted its hand. Sit, stand, kick, twist, change, and shift. It obeyed. A circle. A monster. A ripple of black water. Sunny grinned. Ha! How about that? The shadow raised a reluctant thumbs up. But when he commanded it to hit the towel rack, the leg passed through, useless. No impact, no power. His dreams of shadow tentacles ripping monsters apart? Gone. Is that all you can do? The shadow rolled its eyes and sulked. Offended, Sunny laughed bitterly. All right, I'll explore it later. Fresh, clean, and clothed in a plain tracksuit, Sunny sat across from Jet, 2 trays of steaming synthetic gruel between them. Help yourself. Not exactly a king's feast, but food was food. Sunny wolfed it down, starving. His thoughts drifted. Jet? Master Jet? The spell told him to find a master. And here she was, right in front of him. He imagined himself serving her, obeying, belonging. Knowing my luck, this would be the perfect time for her to ask, "What are you thinking about?" Cough. He choked on the gruel. Pain bloomed in his head. His flaw, pressure. I was thinking that it would be a perfect moment for you to ask me what I was thinking. Jet blinked. Right? Are you almost finished with your food? She leaned back, sighing. As per protocol, I am obligated to inform you. You're entitled to psychological counseling. No shame in asking. Are you interested? He shook his head. Was it very hard? Much worse than I expected. And exactly what I expected. Jet gave a quiet nod. Us outskirt rats. More resilient than people think. Wait, Master Jet. You grew up in the outskirts? What? You can't tell from my polished exterior? Sunny blinked. I couldn't tell at all. Are there a lot of people like us among the awakened? Jet's smile vanished. No, they can be counted on one hand. That answer hit hard. But it made the 3 stars on her shoulder all the more powerful. Sunny clenched his fists under the table. One day, I'll be a master too. So, what happens now? Jet leaned back. That's basically it. Some family-related red tape, but not for you. His chest tightened. So what's next? Jet checked her communicator and grimaced. You've got bad luck, not much time left. You can do what you want. Prepare or don't. Party until the lights go out. Sunny blinked. He wasn't great at partying, but I advise against that. You're entitled to enter the Awakened Academy. Food, lodging, training. Not much time left, but it's better than nothing. More importantly, you'll meet the people you'll be diving into the dream realm with. Some may become lifelong companions. Others may end yours. Sunny didn't flinch. Silence. The flaw didn't force him. No pressure, no pain. Why? Because he hadn't decided yet. Sunny stared at his empty tray. Free food, shelter, a shot at surviving. He finally spoke. Yeah, I want to go to the academy. Chapter 19. Crossing the bridge. Red gates, towering, silent, impenetrable. Sunny stood before the fortress known as the Awakened Academy. Walls of hard alloy, a moat deeper than fear. Turrets looming like gods of war. Even titanic nightmare creatures wouldn't dare touch it. Behind those gates, fiction, fantasy. The dramas, the romances, the heroic youth, all portrayed in novels and holodramas. But now, it was real. He was no longer a bystander. He was one of them, a sleeper. And yet, he had only 4 weeks before facing the dream realm again. No time for romance. No time for entanglements. Only survival. Snowflakes danced around him. Cold silence. Except, there was one more person standing there. A silver-haired girl. Tall, pale, gray eyes that didn't belong to this world. Headphones over her ears. No luggage. No fear. She didn't acknowledge him. And he didn't want to risk triggering his flaw. What's her flaw, I wonder? Then, the gates rumbled. The massive bridge began to descend. He gritted his teeth. Master Jet's voice echoed in his mind. Inside Jet's PTV, Sonny stared out at the city. This was luxury. Most people couldn't even afford the fuel for a ride like this. Jet sat beside him in silence. Until, since we both come from the outskirts, I'll give you 3 pieces of advice. He turned. First, they'll offer you counseling again. And they'll tempt you to talk about your nightmare, your aspect. They'll even pay you. Soul shards. Valuable ones. His brow furrowed. So, you want me to talk to a shrink? No? I want you to refuse. His eyes widened. Why? Because in the dream realm, humans can be just as deadly as monsters. Once someone knows your flaw, they know how to kill you. She wasn't smiling anymore. Secrets aren't safe, not even with the government. Sonny nodded slowly. Thank you, Master Jet. Second, you'll see 100 courses available. Swordplay, sorcery, combat theory, don't bother. Sonny blinked. But I need a weapon. Forget that. You only have time for one thing, wilderness survival. He paused. Why? What almost killed you in the nightmare? His mouth opened. He remembered the tyrant, the flames, the hunger. But then, the cold. Jet smiled. Smart. Can you build a fire? Find food? Shelter? No? Then you'll die. And no sword will save you. Sonny felt it like a slap. So obvious, so overlooked. Lazy thinking. I let habit blind me. He clenched his jaw. The PTV slowed, then stopped. Before him stood it. The gate. The legend. The Awakened Academy. Sonny was stunned. This was it. Jet stepped out, cold wind snapping her coat. This is as far as I go. He stepped out after her. Someone will fetch you, eventually. Something shifted in her expression. The ice in her eyes cracked just for a second. What's the third piece of advice? She looked away, then back. No one survives the dream realm alone. Not even you. Try to get along, even if they hate you. It might save your life. She paused. Then, she smiled. Gently. You've done well to survive this far. Don't waste it. She touched his shoulder. A rare gesture. Then she was gone. The PTV pulled away. And with it, his last tether to the world outside the walls. The bridge hit the ground. Click, click, click. Each step forward, another door closing behind him. He stared at the path ahead. Keep your aspect secret. Learn to survive in the wild. Don't push others away. Easy enough to say. But why did it feel like these next 4 weeks would be worse than his nightmare? The silver-haired girl stepped onto the bridge first. No fear, no hesitation. Sonny exhaled slowly. Let's get this over with. And followed. Into the fortress. Into the future. Chapter 20. Outcast once again. The sleeper compound sat quietly at the edge of the academy, hidden beneath reinforced white alloy walls, surrounded by training fields and shadowed parks. Inside, 100 or so new sleepers, all waiting in a bright, polished hall for the induction to begin. Sonny stood among them, eyes scanning the room. Everyone had something, a suitcase, a duffel bag, a fresh change of clothes from home. Everyone, except him. And the silver-haired girl beside him. Of course, we're the anomalies. But that wasn't the worst part. They were all beautiful, healthy, radiant, like gods had handpicked them from the best genes humanity had to offer. They're not just sleepers, they're stars. Even so, the way her presence pulled shadows toward her. A master must feel like this. But he couldn't dwell. Because everyone wanted to talk. Everyone. And that meant Sunny was doomed. They came in waves. Smiling sleepers with innocent curiosity, opening with, "Hey, what was your nightmare like?" Or, "What kind of aspect did you get?" And Sunny, he couldn't stay silent. He couldn't lie. So things spiraled. Slap, "You're disgusting." Punch, "What's wrong with you?" Conversations became disasters. He tried to be vague. It made him sound perverse. He tried to be honest. It made him sound like a killer. "I once killed a man and took his boots." "What?" "Relax, I also took his cloak." He wasn't just out of place anymore. He was an outcast again. And yet, he stood in a corner bruised and bleeding, smiling, "Because I just learned something." Sunny had discovered a loophole. His flaw, the cursed inability to lie or stay silent, had a weakness. It wasn't in the truth itself. It was in the wording. When asked something personal, his mind reflexively gave the truth. His tongue eventually would be forced to speak it. But if he hesitated, just long enough, he could reshape the answer. Still true, but different. Subtler, softer. Instead of saying, "I was staring at you because you're gorgeous," I could just say, "You," still the truth, but a weaponized one. And now, Sunny had power. Because sometimes, truth makes the best lies. He replayed it in his mind. "Did you really kill a man for his boots?" "There were other reasons. I also took his cloak." Ha, that was the perfect example. He didn't lie, not once. But the impression left behind? Completely manipulated. Sunny grinned in the shadows of the induction hall. This was the key. I don't need to lie to deceive. I just need to perform. Now he had a mission. One singular objective. No one must ever learn my true name. He had to make them believe he was weak, useless, unworthy. And not by lying, but by bending truth until it wrapped around their necks. His eyes locked on a group of confident sleepers. At the center, a handsome boy with green eyes and the air of noble training. Ascended aspect, one marveled. Excellent appraisal? Sunny stepped forward, casually, as though by chance. Then, ascended, excellent, that's it? What's the big deal? Silence. Heads turned, eyes glared. Mission complete. Let them hate me. Let them dismiss me. That was the plan. Because while they underestimated him, he would be watching, learning. And when the dream realm came calling, he'd be ready.
What I love about this section is how survival shifts from mountain to society itself. Monsters are terrifying, yes, but it's the betrayals, the flaws, and the truth that cut even deeper. For Sunny, the climb is only just the beginning. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to follow along as we cover the rest of Sunny's journey. Your support keeps this series alive.